Folks, it's the holiday season, and in the words of Justin Bieber,
Baby, I wasn't trying!
and in the other words of Justin Bieber, it's about time for you to act merrily, it's about time for you to give to charity. Christmas is all about being generous and spending quality time with your loved ones, right? Wrong. Christmas time is about owning the libs. The woke mob has gone too far. Pretty soon it's gonna be Frosty the Snow them. And I'm fucking pissed. Yeah, guys, where most Christmas movies will focus on the heart and soul of the holiday season, the Christmas movie we're gonna talk about this year focuses on how the woke left is ruining Christmas for everybody. And that movie is called Jingle Smells. It's available to watch for free on Tubi, which is always a good sign. And guys, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Every movie is good, and I stand by that. But I don't see Jingle Smells as a movie at all. Like, that does not fall under the movie category. And you'll know what I mean when we get into it. I actually found out about this movie from a creator on TikTok named Nulls. So I just want to give a quick shout out to them real quick. So Jingle Smells was released in 2023. It premiered on Rumble. And this film is especially unique because it was executively produced by the Fox News superstar Sean Hannity. And if you're unfamiliar with Sean Hannity, let's do a quick run through of his accolades. He was named in a defamation lawsuit against Fox News for spreading misinformation regarding voter fraud. He was accused of sexual misconduct in a separate lawsuit in response to Donald Trump bragging about grabbing women by the pussy. He said this.
King David had 500 concubines for crying out loud.
He's engaged in homophobia, Islamophobia, xenophobia, pretty much anything awful you can do as a journalist. Sean Hannity has done it. He was also a fucking D1 Obama hater, bro. Like, he did not fuck with Obama whatsoever. And I'm not gonna sit here and say Barack Obama was a perfect president, but at least he looked good, man. Barack Obama was dripping in swag. No, he was drowning in it. Sorry, I misspoke. I said droning. Drone. Sean Hannity, the producer of this Jingle Smells movie, famously criticized Barack Obama for putting Dijon mustard on a hamburger.
You got like a spicy mustard or something like that, or a Dijon mustard, something like that.
All right, Dijon mustard. I hope you enjoyed that fancy burger, Mr. President.
Dude, a bottle of Dijon mustard's like fucking $2, man. It's genuinely so funny to get pissed off about that and then also endorse Donald Trump, who lives in a fucking solid gold mansion. That's like super villain shit, man. So if someone like Sean Hannity wants to produce a film, you know it's gonna be incredible the whole way through. So without further ado, let's watch Jingle Smells. The movie starts with a news broadcast from, you guessed it, Sean Hannity.
Pro-God, pro-military.
This is also when we meet the main character of the film, Nick. He's locked up in a jail cell at the prison for violating his parole.
Come on, Nick, you're killing me with that little guitar.
It's weird though, because they never say like what he's on parole for. Like we have no idea if it was like petty theft or like murder, like who knows? This is also when we find out that Nick's dad is the chief of police.
You do this again, I'm not letting you out. Let him out.
It's so great when conservatives are always like, no, guys, cops are the good guys. Trust me, there's only a few bad apples. We should give them more money, actually. And then they go on and make a movie where in the first 2 minutes of the film, the police chief is literally bending the rules of the law for his own benefit. Like, good job, guys. Nice. So Nick is like the classic slacker character with no job, no direction in his life. And Nick's dad is always like bailing him out of these situations.
But I smooth it over for you.
But this time, it's different. Nick's dad says that this is the last time he's gonna ever help him out.
This is the last time.
And then he immediately helps him out one more time by getting him a job as a garbage man.
Oh my God.
I can't be picking up trash all day.
You then get the Jingle Smells title card. So that's where the smells comes from, cause he's a garbage guy. Get it? Cause garbage stinks. You know what else stinks? Not budgeting your money. Which brings us to the sponsor of today's video, Rocket Money. Folks, everything feels way more expensive these days, and I don't like it. So I'm trying to find new ways to save money and optimize my spending. And that's why I'm so excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Rocket Money. Keeping track of all of your checking, savings accounts, loans, and investments can be super annoying because there's usually like separate banking apps for each one, and it's just way too overwhelming. But with Rocket Money, you can securely link all your accounts to give you a bird's eye view of your finances with both high-level and in-depth account insights. Rocket Money can also help you identify your spending habits. For example, if you see you're spending too much money on fast food, you can actually set a spending goal in the app to help you work towards cutting back. You can also easily create a personalized budget within the app and receive receive weekly or monthly spending reports to stay on top of your financial activity. So if you want to start taking control of your spending habits, Rocket Money is the best way to do that. And folks, Rocket Money is free to download, but you can get a free premium trial when you sign up with my link. Just go to rocketmoney.com/Curtis or just simply scan the QR code on screen. And I'll also include the link in my description because I'm a really nice guy. All right, thank you so much to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Back to me. All right, so this next scene is where we get one of the main plot lines of the film. We get to these two news anchors talking about this action star, Mason Stone, who was recently canceled for a video he posted online.
Now Mason's career has taken a turn for the worse.
And this news anchor is played by everybody's favorite stand-up comedian, Jim Breuer. If you've never heard of him, I am so jealous of you. Not because you get to experience him for the first time right now. I'm jealous because you went your whole life without knowing that this guy exists. Just take a look at Jim Breuer doing his hilarious impression of a Chinese person.
You don't think China was watching that going, oh my gosh, she's so funny! She answered no question, so funny!
Man, they really got the best of the best for Jingle Smells, man. Anyways, let's see what Mason Stone said in this video to get himself canceled.
May God bless America, and may he protect our troops! USA! USA!
This is so corny, man. And I know they're exaggerating it for comedic effect, but I know for a fact there are people out there who genuinely think saying, God bless America and protect our troops will genuinely get you canceled, and it's just straight up not true. You know how I know? Because God bless America and may he protect our troops is exactly what Chris Pratt says whenever a camera is pointed at him, okay?
Hey guys, just stop real quick and pray with me.
And he gets cast in every movie ever. They could come out with a fucking Oprah Winfrey biopic and Chris Pratt would get the part. So they spend the next few minutes showing the public's outrage towards Mason Stone. And by public's outrage, I mean just one video.
Now is the time to boycott Stone!
And this is also when they show the CEO of Cash Bro Toys, played by Eric Roberts, and he's announcing that they are discontinuing any toys that have to do with Mason Stone.
His recent actions do not currently align with our corporate values. We will no longer be manufacturing or distributing any toys, games, or other products related to Mason Stone characters.
It's always great when conservatives complain about cancel culture because they're always just so hypocritical. They're always like, it's a free country, man, free speech. We should be able to say whatever we want. But then just a few months ago, if someone said literally anything that could be viewed as remotely insensitive about Charlie Kirk, they'd have a mob of angry right-wing people trying to get them fired from their job. That's like textbook cancel culture, dude.
Call them out. In hell, call their employer.
And also, dude, Jim Breuer can go on stage and do a fucking super offensive Chinese accent.
Oh my gosh, she's so funny!
And still do shows in theaters all across America. Louis C.K. can whip his willy out in front of several non-consenting women and then go on to sell out Madison Square Garden and also win a Grammy. So I don't know if cancel culture actually exists in the way that they're portraying it, you know? But anyways, let's get back to it. Nick is now working as a garbage man, and when I say working as a garbage man, I mean playing volleyball and having a pillow fight. I do love this scene though, because this guy in particular, he's supposed to be like the angry, like supervisor dude who's like just trying to get the work done. But then when they hit him with a pillow, he can't help but smile. I don't know, I thought that was really adorable. Genuinely, I think that was the only time I smiled while watching this movie. And I don't even think it was in the script. It's a nice reminder that no matter how shitty your day is going, if someone starts a pillow fight with you, you're gonna have a good day.
Pillow fight.
Bro, get up. Like, it's a pillow fight, dude, fight back.
Oh yeah!
We then cut to Nick back at his apartment, and look, I know this character is supposed to be like a slacker, you know? So I can expect that he's gonna have a messy apartment, but Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Is he wiping his ass on his wall? Just in his house alone, no job, just smearing his own shit on his walls? Wallpaper's the same as toilet paper, right? Fucking turning his drywall into wet wall, dude, what the hell? Nick then meets his dad at a coffee shop where this happy man is singing Christmas songs, and if I know anything about shitty Christmas movies, any character with a gray beard is Santa in disguise, so I'm gonna call it right now. If we find out that this guy is Santa, I'm gonna fucking flip.
On Christmas Day.
This is a pretty important part of the movie. This is when we find out that Nick actually used to be in the army.
With what you dealt with what you saw? I mean, I only saw it on TV, and I probably would have crawled into a bottle too if I didn't have Lisa.
So Nick was injured during his service, and now he's back in his hometown trying to find a purpose in his life.
Father and son, both serving in the same war, are nearly 20 years apart. How wild is that, huh?
2 generations fighting in the same war. Ain't that just a hoot? Man, this is such a bummer. This guy played Clark Kent's dad in Smallville. And now he's playing the dad of a man who smears poop on his walls, man. How the mighty fall. Went from parenting Superman to fucking Pooperman, bro. We then get a quick scene between Nick's dad and his girlfriend Lisa. And Lisa thinks that Nick's dad is doing way too much for Nick and that Nick needs to start acting like an adult. And you know what? I agree.
He is a grown man.
I don't care if you got PTSD or not. Quit wiping shit on your walls, pal. PTSD, put the shit down. So it's now the next day. Nick wakes up in his literal shitty apartment, and classic lazy slacker guy, he slept through his alarm. And Nick's coworker tells him that their regular garbage man duties have been put on hold as they've been hired to pick up a big load of boxes at a company's warehouse and dispose of them at a dump.
We are picking up some load and we're heading to a landfill.
Nick hastily gets ready, falls over, spits milk out of his mouth, and runs out of the house with a piece of pizza hanging from his mouth. This is just more proof he's living in an anime. They get to the location of the trash removal, and nobody will tell them who the client is.
Who's the client?
That's privileged information.
But this is a ton of product that needs to be destroyed immediately. Pretty much an entire warehouse full of boxes. And for some reason, this huge corporation hired 2 garbage men with a city-owned garbage truck to be the guys to dispose of it.
You fellas got days, a week tops. These all need to be gone before Christmas.
But this is a super confidential job, so this guy is gonna be supervising them and watching them like a hawk.
And the client strictly said, keep this on the DL.
But then immediately after saying that, he says this.
Now, I would help, but as you know, I got several other responsibilities to take care of around here.
So fucking which is it, man? And don't try anything funny. I'll be watching you all day. Okay, all right, I gotta go. I can't watch you all day. So before they start squishing the boxes in the garbage truck, they decide to open one up to see what's inside. And what they find is fucking crazy.
What is it?
It's Silver Saturn. Silver Saturn was Mason Stone's big role.
Yeah, guys, it's all the Mason Stone action figures that they're throwing out because he got canceled by the libs.
Big client. They're keeping all hush-hush. Just Cash Bro Toys. They rent this place out, and this is where they're stashing all the Mason Stone stuff.
And yeah, I feel like if there was a huge company that needed to dispose of a bunch of product really quickly, I think they would dispose of it themselves immediately. Like, it makes no sense to put a bunch of like canceled toys in a huge warehouse for fucking days. And it's so crazy because they probably threw out all these toys because some college kid got triggered on the internet or something.
You know, it's all because some college kid on the internet got triggered or something.
Hey, that's what I said. So during his shift, Nick starts walking around aimlessly outside because he's awful at everything he does. And he comes across a sad little boy sitting on the ground.
Some little girls up at the park were throwing rocks at me. One hit my chain and that's what broke it.
Seriously? They're throwing rocks? What is this, the West Bank?
Jesus Christ, man. You know what? I wish cancel culture was actually real. So whoever wrote that fucking line could be barred from ever writing dialogue ever again. What the fuck? Little tip, if you're trying to make your protagonist like a likable guy, maybe don't have him tell a super lame and out of touch joke about Palestine. You know, putting that joke in the movie doesn't surprise me because fucking Sean Hannity produced this quote unquote movie. But anyways, this sad little kid keeps talking to this strange man for some reason. And then he reveals some more personal details about himself.
Do you live near here?
Yeah, over there on Rice Street.
And then the little kid's bullies show up and start chirping him again.
Hurry back to your little hole in the wall.
And now Nick is magically on the other side of the fence, arguing with these little girls.
Where are your elves, Jingle Smells?
It's such a title of the movie!
Jingle smells, stinking all the way.
So Nick shoves the little girls to the ground in a fit of anger, and I'm kidding, he doesn't do that, but you probably believe me, right? We then cut back to the CEO of Cash Bro, still freaking out about cancel culture.
When is this cancel culture nonsense gonna stop?
It's so funny these people are like, oh, when is cancel culture gonna stop? Yet the only people talking about it the entire time in this movie is them. They showed a video of one person being upset about the Mason Stone video, and then nothing else. Like, these people are making it a way bigger deal than it actually is.
Accountability is when there is proof you did something wrong.
Exactly. Okay, you know what? I can agree with that. Enough of these witch hunts. There needs to be definitive proof that the person did something wrong if you're gonna cancel them. I agree with that. Like when Donald Trump was proven guilty of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. By their logic, they should be canceling that guy any minute now. I'll wait.
We used to have a thing called due process. Are they teaching that in law school still, that you're innocent until proven guilty?
Yes, another classic pillar in the conservative belief system. Everybody has the right to due process. Unless you're an immigrant, of course. Then they don't give a fuck about due process. They'll just have ICE detain you, put you in a detention center, and then have you deported before you can actually have a real trial. Just like the founding fathers wanted it to be. Okay, so Nick then meets up with a popular toy review YouTuber named Pop Frog. This Pop Frog guy specializes in buying rare toys. So Nick's plan is to sell one of the discarded Mason Stone action figures to him.
Is that a legit Silver Saturn?
Pop Frog is a little skeptical, so he's got to do his intense, thorough investigation to see if it's legit.
Let me check it out. Wow. This is legit.
Huh? What did that do?
This is legit.
I feel like if he was really an expert on rare toys, he'd be able to tell that it was real by being literally right beside it. All Nick did was move it like a few inches closer to him. This is a real samurai sword used by a real samurai. I'll be the judge of that. What? Ah! Oh my god!
This is legit.
And then Pop Frog brings up a pretty good point that I brought up a few minutes ago.
I thought they incinerated these right away.
Yeah, again, it doesn't make sense whatsoever. Nobody can know that we made thousands of these action figures, so they need to be destroyed immediately. Let's hire
2 random unsupervised garbage men
and give them an entire week to do it. That's like hiring a random person to go into a bank vault and polish all the gold bars, but then turn all the security cameras off and leave them a disguise and a new identity with a new passport and everything. What could go wrong? But anyways, Nick sells this action figure to the YouTuber for $200.
$200, done.
And plans to bring more action figures to sell.
What if I told you I had more?
We then cut to Nick's dad having dinner with his girlfriend while this jolly guy plays Christmas songs in the background. Again, if this guy is Santa, I'm gonna flip.
The stars are bright.
But they're arguing about how Nick never pays them back when they lend him money.
Well, a loan implies repayment, and to date, he has not paid you back a single dime.
But then Nick shows up and absolutely flexes on them.
That's the first installment.
What bank did you rob?
We then get a nice clip of some textbook, awful editing.
Where did you get this much cash?
Or maybe his dad is a ventriloquist on the side, I don't know.
Where did you get this much cash?
We now cut to the little boy who is getting bullied. He opens his door and finds a Christmas present sitting on his doorstep. He opens it up and it's one of the canceled Mason Stone action figures. Wow. And the card attached to the gift reads,
Merry Christmas, Silas, from Jingle Smells?
So yeah, I guess Nick stalked this little boy to find out where he lived and then made him an accessory in his crime by giving him one of the stolen toys he was supposed to destroy.
What a nice guy.
Imagine on the card it said, P.S. Check your walls. That's my poop. We then cut to the Cash Bros CEO finding out that Pop Frog has several of the Mason Stone action figures, and he's pretty upset.
How the heck did he get it?
Yeah, I wonder how, man. Real fucking whodunit.
We'll find out and squash him.
Dude, these guys are so dumb. Anyone with a brainstem would be like, ah, fuck, it's gotta be the only 2 guys that have access to the toys right now.
No more monkey business.
But that same day, the sad little boy tracks down Nick to tell him about the gift.
You talked to Santa, didn't you? That toy was awesome.
Oh, hey, no, we don't talk about that out loud, okay?
Okay, but why?
Just because it's between me and you know, and the big guy.
The president?
No, not him. Don't go near him.
So this movie was made when Joe Biden was still president. So that was supposed to be a diss towards him when they said don't go near him.
Don't go near him.
But I think that dialogue holds up, you know? I think that joke still works when you're talking about Donald Trump because, you know. Nick then lies to Silas and tells him that Santa asked Nick to help him deliver presents this year.
A lot of kids on the block probably won't be getting much for Christmas.
Okay, you're right, kid. Santa did talk to me, and he asked me for help.
So he gets Silas to give him the addresses of all the low-income households in the neighborhood so he can deliver presents to the less fortunate.
So Santa, he did give me some toys, but he forgot to give me a list, and I don't know where all the good kids live.
We then get this emotional scene where Nick is walking home and he's seeing everybody struggle during the holiday season. This couple can't afford a Christmas tree while the evil Christmas tree salesman is openly counting all the money he's made. First time I've ever seen someone try to paint a fucking Christmas tree salesman as evil, but you know, at least this movie's trying something new. Also, if you can't afford a Christmas tree, just chop one down. Trees are everywhere and we don't even need them. We need to replace every forest with a Bass Pro Shop. Why do we need the Amazon if there's Amazon? Sorry, I'm just trying to appeal to this film's general audience. So Nick is absolutely fed up with this Christmas injustice. So this is when he becomes Jingle Smells. He runs around town, dropping off gifts to the less fortunate kids all over. And when I say gifts, he's just dropping off the same couple of action figures to every household. And this is what is like so funny to me about a conservative Christmas film. Because Christmas movies are always about like being generous and charitable and helping people in need. But when the fuck has the conservative government ever done anything anything for people in need. Donald Trump's recently passed One Beautiful Bill Act will leave 18 million children without access to free lunches. Just over 1 million people will be cut off from their SNAP benefits, and also 12 million people could lose health coverage because of the bill's massive cuts to Medicaid. Which, by the way, 1 in 10 veterans rely on Medicaid for their health benefits, and the main character of this fucking movie is a war veteran struggling to get by in his daily life. Like, how do they not fucking see the irony, dude? A conservative Christmas movie does not make sense. Straight up, conservatives would not fuck with Santa Claus if he was a real guy. A dude from a foreign country giving free toys to children and eating your cookies? If Santa wasn't shot in the chest for trespassing, ICE would fucking capture Santa Claus and slit his throat live on Fox News. All right, sorry, let's get back to the movie. All the kids find the action figures delivered to them by Jingle Smells, and word gets out about this. So we now cut back to the news anchors.
Who left the gifts or where they acquired them remains a mystery.
Who could it be? We then cut back to this guy playing the worst song ever on his guitar. If he's Santa Claus, I'm gonna flip. Nick then has a meeting with his dad, who's still skeptical about how he's making all that money.
And I hope you're keeping your nose clean.
Yeah, I don't think it's his nose you gotta worry about him keeping clean. Have you seen his apartment? It's caked in shit. We then get another awesome ventriloquist moment from his dad.
They don't have a whole lot of guidance at home, and the few that actually do have parents, they don't get to see them very often because they're...
So Nick and his coworker go back to the warehouse to grab more action figures, but they find out that Cash Bro is restricting access to the warehouse until they find out who is distributing the action figures.
And no one is to come anywhere near this warehouse until they figure out their next move.
Something they should have done fucking days ago.
Somebody has been distributing their product.
Later that night, Nick actually breaks into the warehouse as Jingle Smells and steals more action figures. And then he goes out yet again to deliver more of these toys to the kids all over town. He then gets caught by his dad's girlfriend, and her genius brain puts 2 and 2 together.
What are you doing here? You don't live in this neighborhood, and what is with the mask?
Wait, Nick was wearing a mask, and he dropped off a bunch of toys signed Jingle Smells. This can only mean one thing. Nick is copying Jingle Smells. The next day, the sad little boy finds Nick and delivers some bad news.
It's my mom. She works at the hospital. She heard 2 doctors talking. They said Santa can't visit the sick kids tonight. Said he had to cancel because there's a snowstorm.
Yeah, there's a bunch of sick kids at the hospital who aren't getting presents this Christmas because Santa is gonna get stuck in a snowstorm.
Some of those kids are very sick. They really wanted to see Santa.
This kid's a fucking bummer. So Nick's coworker confronts him about being Jingle Smells, and he freaks out.
Just because you're happy living in the dump being nothing doesn't mean I have to. Hey!
What a nice guy. Nick is down on his luck, and what do people do in shitty Christmas movies when they're down on their luck? They go to church.
Yes! I could use some help.
I want you to kill Peter Parker.
Then the guitar man shows up, and they have an emotional conversation about Nick's experience in the army.
And they die. There's warning, there's no reason for it, you know?
I hate to break it to you, son, but that's just life.
I get it. If he is Santa Claus, I am gonna flip.
Every year I see it. A person who's good one year is just suddenly bad the next.
No.
Bah, humbug. Certainly not Nick Gutman, the military hero turned noble garbage man.
How do you know my name?
No.
Hello. Thank you for all you've done to help us this year.
Look at that. My little helpers have come to visit me on Christmas Eve.
No.
Merry Christmas, Santa. Grandpa.
Oh.
Merry Christmas.
Grandpa?
Something like that.
No.
Wait, no, hold on. Seriously, how do you know my...
He was Santa? I fucking knew it, man. I'm so pissed. I am about to flip. Okay, so let me get this straight. In this universe, Santa exists. Santa is a real guy, and that guy was Santa the whole fucking time. In that case, Santa is a fucking asshole, dude. There's a whole street of kids in that town who just never got toys on Christmas.
A lot of kids on the block probably won't be getting much for Christmas.
And there's sick kids at the hospital who never got toys either.
Somebody needs to bring them toys.
And he said Santa can't deliver them because of a snowstorm.
Said he had to cancel because there's a snowstorm.
He's there. Santa is there already. Dude, just walk him over.
I hate to break it to you, son, but that's just life.
Fuck Santa, man. Fuck Santa. Okay, we're almost done the movie, thank God. Nick goes to the hospital and he sneaks around to deliver these toys to the sick kids. And I'm guessing security cameras don't exist in this town, which is, you know, pretty convenient because Nick would have been caught several times already. I also can't help but wonder why he didn't like just sell all of the action figures and then use the money he got from selling the action figures to buy like a huge assortment of gifts instead of giving everybody these random ass fucking action figures, right? All those kids are probably like, the fuck am I gonna do with this? The movie never even came out. I wanted V-Bucks.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Nick ends up getting caught by his father at the hospital, and his dad is pissed.
Come on, you gave me $1,000 cash and you made me an accessory.
Well, you know what they say. Some accessories are required.
Am I smiling?
No.
But yeah, I don't know what he meant by that. I think they mixed up some assembly required and accessories sold separately.
Some accessories are required.
It was a good effort though. But shockingly, you're not gonna believe this. Nick's dad, the police officer, bends the rules yet again to let Nick deliver the toys.
I'm giving you 5 minutes. That's it, Nick. Then we need to get you out of here.
Jingle smells, stinking all the way. Gives out toys to girls and boys with a garbage truck for a sleigh. Hey!
Freestyle, okay.
Merry Christmas.
Man, this is so dumb. I'm sorry, this is so lame. Yeah, this is what sick kids need. They don't need free, accessible healthcare. They need an action figure from a movie that never came out. This is the American dream.
Merry Christmas.
But when Nick is all done, he leaves so he can escape without getting caught.
Don't move.
Nah, just kidding, they don't shoot him. They put Nick in handcuffs and they bring him to the Cash Bro headquarters for some reason. I guess it makes sense. If they brought him to jail, he'd just get fucking bailed out again, so it's not a big deal. And then the townsfolk show up and start protesting by singing the Jingle Smells song.
Jingle smells, jingle smells.
The Mason Stone actor guy shows up and he absolutely owns the libs yet again.
This got its snowflakes.
And then the Cash Bros CEO just changes his mind immediately about Jingle Smells.
I was wrong.
And he lets Nick go.
Officer, I'm not pressing charges.
Yay. And the movie ends with a big party, and we also find out that Mason Stone is no longer canceled. He just booked a big new movie role.
A new movie? Oh, that is awesome.
So what the fuck? This entire movie, they're like, cancel culture has gone way too far. It is a real thing that exists, and it's ruining everybody's lives.
Jingle Smells' secret identity is Nick Gutman. He's a warrior for standing up to cancel culture.
And then you end the movie by literally showing it does not exist. Dude, what the fuck?
I guess everybody deserves a second chance.
But yeah, that's the movie Jingle Smells, guys. That movie stunk more than Nick's walls, man. Holy shit. I think overall, I'm gonna give Jingle Smells a 1 out of 10. I would give it a 0, but this movie actually did something pretty cool, I think. This movie shows us what we have to look forward to if the conservative government continues to cut funding to art programs, okay? And I'm sorry for repeating myself again, but it's just so bonkers, man. The idea of a conservative Christmas movie, it's kind of an oxymoron, you know? Like in no way was this movie ever going to be good. Christmas is about giving back and helping out underprivileged and marginalized communities. And that kind of goes against everything the conservative government cares about, which is of course making a small group of billionaires even richer than they already are. So the responsibility falls on us yet again. Somewhere around this video, you'll see a link to donate to a fundraiser for Feeding America. They are the largest hunger relief organization in the United States, and they've been given a 95% approval rating on Charity Navigator. So they actually do like good, honest work when it comes to eliminating hunger in America. And whenever I talk about American politics on my channel, there's always hundreds of comments that say something along the lines of, "Bro, what do you care? You're Canadian. This doesn't even affect you, bro." Which is probably the most American thing you could ever say. Half of my audience is American. I don't know what they're teaching in geography down there, but we do share a pretty big border. We're your fucking upstairs neighbors. And I've also done a lot of work in the US, which means I've paid a lot of US taxes. I've probably paid more US taxes than those fucking billionaires, man. I'm gonna live there, bro.
I think I know more about American football than you do.
So yeah, if you have the means to donate anything this holiday season, please feel free to donate to Feeding America. Any little bit helps, and I will also be matching donations up to $10,000. All right, guys, that's it for the video, and also that's it for 2025, dude. Whoa, it's been a crazy year, man. Finished my very first world tour. I did a bunch of shows in Europe and the UK for the first time in my life, and I had the most incredible time, man. I did shows in some of the world's most iconic venues all across America, Canada, Australia as well. And this has honestly been the best tour of my entire life, so thank you so much to everybody who came out to those shows. I am taking a break from touring next year, so I'm very excited to have some time at home, you know, so I can put all my energy into YouTube and making the best videos I possibly can. I have a lot of really fun video ideas that I've been wanting to make, but my touring schedule has been pretty gnarly. But yeah, anyways, thank you for the ongoing support. I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys have a nice holiday season and a happy, fun, safe new year. And I'll see you guys in 2026. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. And trust me, I would stick around, but unfortunately I have to go. I have to go deliver a bunch of toys. I've been Santa the whole time. Bye.